Hello students, welcome back to the chapter Reproduction in Animals. So in the last class of this chapter, we studied about sexual reproduction, in which we also learned about the male reproductive organ and also the female reproductive organ. So moving on to further, in this chapter, in today's class, we are going to study about fertilization, types of fertilization, test tube baby, development of embryo, viviparous and oviparous animals, young ones to adults. So these are the subtopics that we are going to cover in today's class. So first of all, let's have a brief explanation about all these subpoints. Okay. So fertilization. So what we are going to study in this topic, what is the fertilization first actually? So it's the process of fusion. The process of fusion of male gametes, that is the sperm, and the female gametes, that is ovum, to form a zygote. So fertilization means it's a type of process, like how we have the many process, respiration process, digestion process, excretory process. Similarly, in reproduction process, we will come across one more process, that is to take place the reproduction, fertilization will happen. So what will happen in fertilization process? It will form the fusion will take place. Now fusion means getting interacted with each other. Okay. So fusion means combining with each other. Now what here it's going to combine? Here it will combine male gametes. Gametes are nothing but, already we have discussed in the last class, these are nothing but the sex cells. Okay. So which gametes will be present in the male? It will be the sperm. The male sex cell or the male gametes. Sex cells or gametes, both are same students. Okay. The male sex cells, it is called sperm, and the female sex cells, that is the female gamete, it is called the ovum. So this ovum and this sperm, these together will fuse. That means they together will combine. Now why they will combine or what happen if they combine? So when this male sperm and female ovum, if they combine together, they will form another new cell, that is called the zygote. Okay. Now this single zygote, two different cells, one male cell, one female cell. Male sex cell is called sperm. Female sex cell is called ovum. So if this sperm and ovum, if they fuse, if they combine together, they will form one more new cell, that is called the zygote. Now from this zygote, the baby will start developing. Okay. I hope you understand. So now in this fertilization, we will come across again two types of fertilization. Okay. Fertilization are of two types based on the differences in the living organisms and their body structures. Okay. So which are those? One is internal fertilization, another one is external fertilization. We human beings will perform the internal fertilization. Now what is my internal and external fertilization? Now we will discuss in detail. Next, after this, we will also come across a test tube baby in this fertilization. Now first of all, what is a test tube baby? So you might have heard about this. If not, just do remember that test tube baby means here what will happen? Babies. So test tube babies means babies which are born through techniques. Okay. So if there is any problem in the mating of male sperm and the female ovum, then some techniques, clinical techniques will be used for the fusion through the laboratory equipments. So they will develop the zygote, which later on will become into a new baby. So that process will be called as test tube baby. So again in this, and to perform this, to make this test tube baby, we will use a kind of fertilization that is called in vitro fertilization, IVF. So what is this IVF? Is the in vitro fertilization. So which process is used for test tube baby? So IVF process, that is in vitro fertilization technique, will be used to develop test tube baby. Okay. So these things, that is what is meant by fertilization. The process of fertilization we will see. Again we will see the types of fertilization, internal fertilization, external fertilization, and also the in vitro fertilization we will see in the fertilization process. So moving on to further, again we will also see about the development of the embryo. As soon as the fertilization process happens, the embryo developing. Now what is this embryo and how does it develops? How does this protects the fetus? So we will see the term fetus in this sub-concept, development of embryo. Okay, how this embryo protects the fetus, that we will see in detail with the help of some graphical pictures and images. So afterwards we will discuss about the oviparous and viviparous animals. So just for brief explanation, just do remember the animals which gives birth to the young one in the form of eggs, they will be called as oviparous. Okay, whereas animals which directly give young ones after similar of their own kind, that will be called as viviparous. मतलब जो अंडे की शक्ल में young ones देते हैं, they will be, that type of animals will be called as oviparous, and बिना अंडों के directly जो बच्चे को जन्म देते हैं, that animals will be called as viviparous. Okay, oviparous animals means egg laying animals, whereas viviparous animals means giving birth to the directly to the young ones. Okay, and you will see this one also. And moving on to that, in the last step of the sexual reproduction, we will see young ones to adults. How small young ones will develop into a young adult. So in this sub-concept, we will come across a term called metamorphosis. So we will discuss what is meant by metamorphosis and what will happen. So what are the changes that will take place when a living organism starts developing from egg one when it reaches to the adult. So now these are the subtopics that we are going to cover in today's class. So note down all the points and listen it carefully. Draw wherever the pictures are necessary, and also highlight the important points also, student. So listen carefully.
Fertilization. The first step in the process of reproduction is the fusion of sperm, which is a male gamete, and an ovum, which is a female gamete, and this process is called as fertilization. So the first process of reproduction is the fusion of the male and female gamete, and that process is termed as fertilization. During fertilization, the nuclei of the sperm, so the sperm and the ovum fuses, and the nuclei of the sperm and the egg, it fuse to form a single nucleus. This results in the formation of a fertilized egg or zygote. So zygote is called as a fertilized egg, and this zygote, it is a beginning of a new individual, and new individual, it will inherit some characteristics from both the mother and some from the father, because the zygote is formed from the egg of the mother and the sperm of the father. Thus the new individual, it inherits some of the characteristics from both father and mother. That's why we say that in sexual reproduction, the offspring will not be the exact copy of the parents. Now let's see the subtopic, development of an embryo. So in the process of fertilization, a male and a female gamete, they fuse together to form a zygote cell. This zygote cell, it then divides rapidly to give rise to a ball of cells. So we have studied in the female reproductive organ that the fertilization takes place inside the fallopian tube. So the zygote here, this zygote, it divides rapidly to give rise to a ball of cells. These cells then begin to form groups that develop into different tissues and then the organs of the body. So we have studied about this in the previous chapter. That is, cell is a basic structural unit of an organism. A group of cells that together form tissues, then the tissues they form organs, organs then form an organisms. So similarly, here the group of cells, they together form tissues, and the tissues they form organs of the body. This developing structure is termed as embryo. The embryo then gets embedded in the wall of the uterus for the further development. That is, the embryo, it further develops in the wall of uterus. And finally, the embryo, it continues to develop in the uterus. That is, it develops body parts such as hands, legs, eyes, etc. And when all the body parts of the embryo can be identified, that stage of embryo is termed as fetus. And when the development of the fetus is complete, the mother gives birth to the baby. Now let's see a general topic, test tube babies. You all might have heard about test tube babies, IVF. So let's see what it is. In some women, the oviducts or the fallopian tubes are blocked. That is, these women, they're unable to bear babies because the sperms cannot reach the egg for fertilization. In such cases, the doctors collect freshly released egg and sperms and keep them together for a few hours for IVF, in vitro fertilization. It is called as a fertilization that takes place outside the body. Here, the fertilization is done artificially in a glass tube. And in case fertilization occurs, the zygote is allowed to develop for about a week, and then the doctor places it in the mother's uterus. And then the complete development takes place inside the uterus, and the baby is born just like any other baby. And babies born through this technique are called as test tube babies. So we saw what is fertilization. The next topic is types of fertilization. There are two types of fertilization: internal fertilization and external fertilization. The fertilization that takes place inside the female body is called as internal fertilization. That is, here the fusion of male and female gametes, it takes place inside the female body. For example, humans, cats, dogs, hens, etc. And external fertilization is a fertilization in which the fusion of the male and female gametes takes place outside the body of the female. Example, aquatic animals such as frog, starfish, fish, etc. Now let's see how internal fertilization takes place. We already saw the internal fertilization of humans in the previous slide. There we saw the fusion of the sperm and egg cells to form a zygote cell. Then the zygote, it multiplies repeatedly to form an embryo. Then the embryo develops into fetus inside the uterus of the female. And after a few months, baby is formed. But in the internal fertilization in hens, they do not give birth to babies like human beings or cow. So let's see how the internal fertilization takes place inside hen. In hens, soon after fertilization, the zygote divides repeatedly and travels down through the oviduct. As it travels down, many protective layers are formed around it. This hard shell which is found in the hen's egg is one such protective layer. After the hard shell is formed around the developing embryo, the hen finally lays the egg, and the embryo, it takes 3 weeks to develop into a chick. Then the hen, it sits on the egg to provide sufficient warmth, and the development of the chick takes place inside the eggshell during this period. And after the chick is completely developed, it bursts open the eggshell. Now let's see how external fertilization takes place. Let's take an example of a frog. During spring or a rainy season, the frogs and toads, they move to the ponds. And when the male and female frog come together in the water, the female lays hundreds of eggs. Frogs' eggs are very delicate, and a layer of jelly, it holds the eggs together and it provides protection to the eggs. They are not like the eggs of a hen. As the eggs are laid, the male deposits millions of sperms over them. And each sperm, it randomly swims in water with the help of its long tail. The sperm, then it comes in contact with the egg, and this results in fertilization. This type of fertilization that takes place outside of a female body is called as external fertilization. And the external fertilization is very common in aquatic plant animals such as fish, starfish, etc. So after fertilization, the development of the embryo, it also takes place outside the female body. The embryos, they continue to grow within their egg coverings. And after the embryos develop, the eggs hatch to numerous tadpoles swimming in ponds and streams. Now let's see what are viviparous and oviparous animals. The animals which give birth to young ones are called as viviparous animals, and the animals that lays eggs are called as oviparous animals. Examples of viviparous animals are elephants, gorillas, dogs, cats, etc. And the animals which lays eggs are penguins, crocodiles, tortoise, snakes, fishes, and hens. So now let's see the last subtopic of sexual reproduction, which is the transformation of young ones to adults. The new individuals which are born or hatched from eggs, they continue to grow till they become adults. In some animals, the young ones may look very different from the adults. For example, if you take the life cycle of a silkworm, here the caterpillar lays eggs and then it gets transformed into a pupa, which is a larva, and then into a butterfly. Similarly, in the life cycle of a frog, the eggs, they develop into a tadpole, which is a larva, and then into a matured frog. This transformation of a larva into an adult through drastic changes is called as metamorphosis. Metamorphosis is a transformation of a larva into an adult. But in human beings, babies and adults have similar body parts. That is, in some organisms like humans, the young ones are very similar to adults. That is, the babies and adults, they both have same body parts. So that's all about sexual reproduction.
Okay students, I hope you have got a clear view about regarding fertilization process, development of the embryo, and also about the viviparous and oviparous animals, and also the process of metamorphosis. So by this, we have covered up about the sexual reproduction. So in the next class, we shall move on forward for the asexual reproduction. Okay, before that, complete everything regarding the sexual reproduction. Thank you.